AFC. At number 2, the Tennessee Titans at one point was the number 1 seed, but now they are number 2. They're pretty good. They're good. They're a good squad. When Derrick Henry comes back, I'll feel pretty good about them. AJ Brown's back. He had a big game the other week, and Julio Jones is a little washed, but they don't really need him. They're pretty good anyways. And at the 3 seed, the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals are 9-6. There are a bunch of teams at 9-6 following the Bengals. We have the Buffalo Bills, the Indianapolis Colts, and the New England Patriots. So 3 through 6 are all at 9-6. Big week ahead for all of those teams. And sitting at number 7, after a 7-game win streak, the Miami Dolphins. Tua looks good. Now they've really down the stretch here. The Dolphins, they've played a bunch of bad teams, but they've won them. And a win in the National Football League is a win. You know, it's not going to change. Every win is big. And they've won. So 7 in a row, 8-7. They're sitting in the last playoff spot. That's incredible. So currently the matchups would be the Titans. Okay, well the Kansas City Chiefs would have the first round bye for the Chiefs. The Titans will go up against the Dolphins, 2 versus 7. The Bengals versus the Patriots. The Bills versus the Colts. Interesting matchups. Very, very interesting. But it's crazy. As a New England fan, I look at the playoff and I see 2 teams that the Pats can beat. And that's the Dolphins and the Bengals. So I like this matchup. I like the matchup for sure. And it's crazy. The Bills currently win the division because they have the best conference record. Even though it's split head to head, Pats have that Dolphins loss. So really the Pats, if you want to be in the playoffs, you gotta win out at this point. It's gonna be a crazy last 2 weeks, but the crazy thing is there's 3 other 8-7 teams right behind Miami. The Ravens are right there, the Chargers are right there, the Raiders are there, the Steelers probably done, probably out, probably not gonna get in. They'll probably need a lot to happen. It's 7-1. The Browns and Broncos they're not mathematically eliminated, but at 7-8, jeez. They're gonna have to win out, and then, they're gonna need other teams to lose out. It's not looking good for them. So that's the AFC. Let's get to the NFC. At the number 1 seed, we have the Green Bay Packers at 12-3. 12-3, best record in football. It was the Cardinals, man. I can't believe the Cardinals have fell this far. But all right, let's stick to it. Oh, one thing to mention with the AFC: the Chiefs. The Chiefs are the only teams that have clinched. All the other teams could be out. That's wild, man. Because then we get to the NFC here. The Packers at the 1 seed, 12-3. They've clinched. Cowboys 11-4. Number 2, they've clinched. Rams 11-4, clinched. Buccaneers 11-4, clinched. Cardinals 10-5, they're in, they're clinched. And then right at the edge here, 49ers and the Eagles were able to sneak back in. That's crazy. That really is crazy. The Eagles look terrible. Jalen Hurts looked terrible. Now he's not playing too bad. But it's wild. How top heavy the NFC is, and then the AFC just has like a bunch of teams just battling to get in. It'll be crazy. It'll be a good playoff. It'll be a good finish this season, for sure. But so the current matchups. Packers got the bye. Cowboys taking on the Eagles. A little divisional matchup going on there. Rams versus the 49ers. And the Buccaneers versus the Cardinals. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's see. We got 2 weeks left getting in, and then it's 49ers and Eagles. It's Vikings at 7-8. They're the next closest, and they're a whole game back. I don't see this changing. I actually think this is set. I think this is set. I think Eagles and 49ers are going to be the NFC teams in, and then for the AFC, I think Chiefs are in, Titans are in. Man, it'd be wild if the AFC East got 3 teams in. That would just be absolutely nuts. But it's hard to see the Ravens not getting. It's hard to see the Ravens and Chargers not getting in. Oh man, all right, let's see. I think it'll be the Chiefs, Titans, Bangles, Bills. I gotta see who the Colts play. I feel like the Colts are good though. They are a good squad. I actually think the Patriots and the Dolphins won't get in for some reason. I think the Ravens and the Chargers will sneak in over the Pats and the Dolphins. Who the Dolphins play here? Up next, the Dolphins have, they got the Titans, and then the Pats could easily lose out. The Pats, but that's the thing, one of those teams has to get in. There has to be 2 AFC East teams. So, with that being said, either the Pats or the Dolphins will get in, and then I think the Chargers will get in. I think the Chargers will get that last spot. Let's take a look at who they play. Yeah, they got the Broncos and they got the Raiders. I think they'll take them all down. Tough divisional ones. But the NFC East, I think that's pretty set. I mean, I just don't see the Vikings getting in. They got Green Bay and they got the Bears. I mean, they could win. They could beat the Bears, but then they're at 9. They're at 8-9. And I don't see the Eagles or the 49ers losing out. I don't. They got the Redskins and they got the Cowboys. I think they win one of those. And then the 49ers, they got the Texans and then the Rams. So they probably split both of those, and that's just not enough for the Vikings or the Falcons to get into it. So the NFC is pretty set, but the AFC is still a bloodbath at this point. It really is. So, all right, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the games we got coming up. No Thursday game. I did not realize that. That's good. Interesting. Now I can get this video up and I don't have to be like, oh, I'm missing the Thursday game. But starting on Sunday, Falcons, Bills, 7-8, 9-6. Bills are taking that one for sure. Guaranteed the victory. No, I see the Bills winning out and getting into the playoffs, and then I don't see the Falcons getting in at 7-8. They have to win out, and then 9-8. That's still tough to get in. So the Bills have the Falcons, and then they have the Jets. They're gonna win out. They're gonna be in 11-6 for sure. Up next, Giants, Bears. Meaningless matchup. They're all eliminated. They're playing for draft picks at this point. They actually, the Giants have the Bears pick, I believe. Do they not? I think they have the Giants. I believe they have their pick. But yeah, that's gotta hurt for the Bears, man. But they got Fields. Fields is the QB of the future. But let's see. I think the Bears will get that one. I feel like the Bears will get that one. But up next, Chiefs versus the Bengals. This is interesting. I think Chiefs get it. We gotta look here because up next, the Bengals. Then they'll have the Browns next week. Divisional matchup. I think they'll win it. I think they'll split. They're 9-6, so they'll be 10-7. I think that gets them in. I think that will get them in for sure. Chiefs. So they got the Bengals this week. Next week they got the Broncos. Maybe they rest some guys. It depends if they have it clinched or not, but maybe they'll lose that one. But the Chiefs probably will take the Bengals down this week. Up next, Dolphins versus Titans. Huge game. Dolphins are on a hot streak. I think the Titans are going to ruin it. The Titans are definitely going to ruin it. The Titans are probably going to get the dubs of the Dolphins. They got the Titans this week. Pats next week. Tough way to end the season. Tough way. Very tough. The toughest. Very tough. Yeah, and then Titans, Dolphins, and then the Texans. So I easily see them holding on to the 2 seed. I don't see why they would lose it. I think they win both of those, and they get in. Then there is the Colts versus the Raiders. The Colts, honestly, Wentz probably won't play, but I think they'll still win. I think they'll still beat the Raiders, and then they got Jacksonville next week. 8-7. They lose this week, got the Chargers next week. That's another tough one. I don't see them getting in. I think they lose to the Chargers next week. I think they lose out here and finish 8-9 this season. It's just not looking good for them. Up next, we got the Jags versus the Pats. I swear if the Pats lose this one, man, I don't know. I don't know what I would do. But yeah, they should get this one. Jags are just not good. They really aren't. And then the Pats, they'll finish up with the Dolphins at the end of the year. That'll be a good one. The Pats, man, they gotta win out. They're one of those teams that has to win out, and I think they can do it. They got the Jags. Dolphins is gonna be tough. But I just don't see them getting swept. And they already lost that first matchup. They're a different team than when they played them before. The Dolphins are a different team than when they played before. Gonna be an exciting one. Up next, we have the Buccaneers versus the Jets. Buccaneers are gonna win. Alright, Buccaneers are gonna win. Who else do they have? Jets are playing for draft picks. Then they got the Panthers next week. Bucks probably win out and finish 13-4. So that's an interesting one. But yeah, alright, up next, Eagles versus the Washington football team. Alright. The football team, they can still get in, but come on, they're not getting in. Eagles have been hot. I think they're gonna win this one. Next week, like I said earlier, they got the Cowboys. Gonna be a tough one, but I think if they win this, I think 9-8 will get them in. I believe 9-8 will get them into the playoffs. And then we have the Rams versus the Ravens. This is an interesting one. Very, very interesting. The Ravens, they have the Rams, and then the Steelers next week. Man, it could be rough. I could easily see the Ravens missing the playoffs. This is why I think the Chargers will get in. I think the Chargers have a little better chance. I think Ravens lose to the Rams here, and then maybe lose to the Steelers next week, and then 8-9, they're not getting in. Rams, so they got the Ravens. Next week they got the 49ers. Maybe they spoil the 49ers. Don't let them get in. Who knows? Maybe they rest guys. Who knows? But Rams are in. Ravens, don't think they're getting in. Keep going forward. Alright, we got the Broncos and the Chargers. Good matchup, Chargers. This is a must-win. If the Broncos lose this, I believe they will be eliminated. They'll be 7-9. Even 8-9, I don't think 8-9 gets into the AFC playoffs, but Chargers move them to 9-7, and then the week after that they got the Raiders, and I see these very winnable games. Very winnable games. I think they can win both of them for sure, and I think they're going to be in the playoffs. I think, the Pats or the Dolphins are not getting in, and the Chargers are going to take that spot. That's what I believe it's going to be. So, up next, 49ers versus the Texans. 49ers should be able to win this. The Texans are bad. They're very bad. The 49ers look like they're going to get in. So, they got the Rams last week, but I believe 9-8 is going to get them into the playoffs. So, should be good for them. Whether the 6th seed or 7th seed, we're going to find out. But the Cardinals versus the Cowboys. This is a big game. Cardinals, they've been skidding a little bit. Oh, literally, there's a headline here that says, Cardinals seek to stop skid. Maybe I subconsciously read it, but yeah, it feels like a Cowboys win. Cowboys, they got the Cardinals this week, Eagles next week, big divisional game. Both teams are in the playoffs. It's really just about seeding for them. None of them are going to get the bye, so we'll see. We'll see what happens, but Cardinals got Seattle next week. Probably win that one. But here we go, moving along. Seattle versus Detroit. Those teams are done. Detroit's playing for a draft pick. Seattle doesn't have their draft pick. That's pretty funny, but continue on. We have the Vikings versus the Packers. Vikings, must-win game for them if they want to get in the playoffs, 7-8, but Packers are going to ruin it. And I think they're going to hold on to the 1 seed. They got the Lions next week. They should probably win out, get the 1 seed, so easy dub for them. On Monday, we have the Browns versus the Steelers. Must-win game for both, but in a weird way, mathematically they still have a shot, but I think they're done. Both these teams are done, but it's a good little matchup for a Monday. Nice little divisional matchup, but Steelers, they'll probably get that one. Steelers will get this one for sure. Baker Mayfield, man, he's been bad. He's been hurt all year, and the Steelers, last game for Big Ben at home probably, and he's gonna be done after this guy. He's washed. He probably should have stopped last year. Kind of a wasted year for the Steelers, but yeah, there it is. There's the weekly picks.